Hello everyone, I want to formally announce the release of Ressada. Ressada is a text analysis tool that helps businesses understand their customers by analyzing text, whether that text is in the form of feedback from surveys, interviews, reviews, or analysis of chat support logs, social media posts, etc. It analyzes that text at scale, and it can identify problems in your product or service, ensuring you make data-driven decisions, and it allows you to also apply a problem-centric approach to improving and prioritizing your product features and tasks. Not only is it useful for product teams, but it's also useful for marketing teams too. So for instance, you can use the positive feedback to discover what is working about your product and what is resonating with your customers. You can then use this information to create more effective messaging, maybe advertisements, value proposition messaging, or landing page copy. Now for the rest of the video, I'm going to take you through a tour so you can get a better understanding about what the heck I'm talking about here. The scenario is this. I have a chain of theme parks centered around the theme of barbecues. I have 3 branches: Paris, California, and Hong Kong, which is somewhere down here. Now imagine I've conducted a customer survey. The survey includes several columns: branch with 3 locations, month visited, and finally 2 free text fields, which I'll be using to analyze for themes. Branch and month visited I'll be using as filters. Over to Ressada. On the left here, you'll see a list of my current projects. On the right, you'll see the credits I have available. To purchase more credits, I can click on that and it will take me through the purchase funnel. Add project, and I would upload my CSV file. And then after it's been processed, it'll be available here to view. And here I am exploring this dataset. There's a few tabs on the top, and I'll be jumping between these as I explain the product. The top section here shows a landscape view of all the themes. Each theme has a name which correlates to a name in this table. Clicking on this table gives you more details with more granular view and the original text that was pushed through. This way you can validate the accuracy. And then here you have the totals in terms of the total number of users affected. Now, this is a lot of themes, and actually there's a lot more themes, so this can be quite overwhelming. On the right here are broader categories of these themes. So clicking on ride experiences, you can see everything to do with ride experiences here, everything to do with food and beverages here, and park atmosphere and experiences here, etc., etc. Now, this may still be a little bit overwhelming, so let me show you the problems tab. The left lists the most frequent problems based on negative feedback using the clusters and number of users affected to prioritize. So for instance, excessive ride wait times and closures, you can see there's 218 users who have mentioned this. And here is a very quick summary of the problem, including a problem statement, root causes, potential sub-issues for you to break this problem down into smaller pieces, and further investigations to explore and understand this problem further. If we click on the AI chat, I can actually speak to the data. So here I'm asking, are there any specific rides that are more affected than others? 3 hours wait times. So I can start to explore this data by just chatting to this problem and get to understand the problem a little bit further. And down here, I can see the themes that are related to this problem. Now I can do a similar thing here for value. This is for marketers, and here I can see these are some of the topics under value, and I can get a good understanding of what pain points has been solved for users, ideas for value proposition messages, and suggestions for marketing campaigns, advertising, or whatever. And then same again, here I can see all of the related themes, and I can drill down to all of the related quotes. And as with the problems tab, these are almost like conversation starters to jump on over to the chat and start talking to it. So here I've already suggested an outline for landing page copy, and you can see that it's given me an outline. Now, before I show you segment insights, I want to go back to the Explore tab. And remember we said that we were using the location and the month visited as filters. Well, you can see this in a drop down here. And I know, for instance, that my park in Paris has a problem with food fights breaking out. So let's see if this comes up in the themes. And indeed it does. So when I click this as a segment, I can see food fight come up as the top issue. And this issue doesn't exist anywhere else. And there could be some other issues specific to those parks. But this is still a lot of work, right, to go through and analyze segment by segment. This is where segment insights comes in. This at the top here gives you an overall summary of the segments. So park location, the total number of users who visited California, Hong Kong, Paris, and the month visited. And also down here, for each group, each theme park location, I automatically check through every theme. And if there are themes that are significantly different across groups, these would appear here. For example, I have a common problem with food fights, and that appears for Smoking Bones Land Paris. But also there are some other issues here which I can explore. And some other issues are specific to California, Hong Kong, and maybe some different positive feedback, etc. This section here just gives you an overall sense of what all of this means. And if you're interested in the stats at all, so you can see a little bit more detail about why things have been grouped in specific ways. So group Smoking Bones Land Paris has more responses for food fights, got a very high Z-score. And also I'll be rolling out talk to data here just as I need to figure out what context to use, but that should be available very soon. So that was a very quick tour of Ressada. Thanks for hanging around. Now, if you want to have a play, head over to app.ressada.com and create an account. You should have access to this dataset to explore to your heart's content. It should give you a good idea about what this product is capable of. I will also be rolling out 100 or so credits, perhaps to select users, perhaps more credits. I don't know, I'm still trying to work this stuff out. So what that means is that you'll be able to try it with your own data. So keep an eye out for that. And that was it. Let me know what you think. Have a play. But please note, I am rolling out new features, fixes, improvements on an almost weekly release cycle. So things could look a bit different by the time you explore the app. Thank you and take care.